I'm not a fan of ODM, never have been, never will be. To me, even this Linda Mwananchi group somewhat irritates me because they still continue to exist under ODM, aka the Fujo banner. But be that as it may, in this video I want us to highlight the 4 things that ODM must do in order to survive negotiations with Ruto ahead of 2027. And so with no further ado, let's get after it. Number 1, there needs to be a meeting between the Linda Mwananchi group and the Linda Tumbo group. What are they meeting to do? They're meeting to hash out their differences. There's what Oburu will have to cede, there's what Kina Sifuna will have to cede, and equally there's what they'll have to gain. Like in the case of Babu Owino, I for one tend to believe that if Oburu and company give Babu Owino the assurity that in 2027 he will receive a direct ticket from ODM in Nairobi, I think Babu will be at peace. Also in the case of Sifuna and Osotsi, as they're looking to negotiate with the president wapate sijui serikali nusu sijui nini, if they can be promised a seat at the table as cabinet secretaries, I think that would be enough to make some of these members of the Linda Mwananchi group to switch allegiance. Remember, they are still ODM. Even in a family whereby the father and 2 sons and the mother and 2 daughters do not see eye to eye, one day, one time, they will have to have a meeting under the same roof and they will have to agree. Number 2, once they have agreed on terms and they've come together and they have what we call a unified front, ODM can then present a presidential candidate. And the presidential candidate need not be a joker. So far I'm hearing Oburu Oginga telling us that he's the ODM presidential candidate. In fact, just listening to this craziness.
I want to make it absolutely clear that our constitution already has a presidential candidate for our party. And that presidential candidate is clearly stated in the constitution of our party. And it is the party leader. And it is the party leader speaking. I am the presidential candidate for ODM.
That doesn't give them any leverage. Oburu is desperate. He's old. He's about to retire as the ODM party leader. These guys need to put forward a presidential candidate like Edwin Sifuna, someone who the president can look at and say, this guy is a threat. Even if I have Wetangula and Mudavadi, if this guy is running, he's going to be a threat to me. That is how you get the attention of a dictator. On top of that, to make it even more urgent for the president to work with them, what they can say is this: if we do the math and we see that the united opposition candidate is stronger than ours, then our presidential candidate will deputize that one. So perhaps we can find a scenario where Edwin Sifuna is the deputy of Kalonzo. And if we see that the united opposition candidate is weaker than ours, then the united opposition candidate will deputize ours. That one puts Kasongo squarely on the ropes because he's looking at his presidency going away just like that. Unity between ODM and the united opposition is game over for William Ruto. So if you're going to negotiate with Ruto without putting him in that position whereby ODM is unified, there is no division, ODM has a candidate, and this candidate is willing to work with the united opposition and vice versa, other than that type of condition, the president will not accept anything else, which is why anawadharau. He's taking a piece on zoning. Anasema hata Kisumu ataweka UDA candidate, ikue Homa Bay ataweka UDA candidate. He doesn't care because he knows ODM is a shell. He could even circumvent them and go work with Babu Owino, Sifuna and the others and discard Oburu and friends. So unless they meet those conditions, they'd better forget William Ruto putting anything tangible on the table. Now step 3, once ODM is unified and they've hashed it out together and they've sat with UDA having put a unified front and they've hashed it out together and they have reached an armistice or a middle ground of some sort, they can then proceed to the ballot together, waanguke pamoja, and we as a country will celebrate because we will have gotten rid of UDA, chama ya uongo, and ODM, chama ya fujo, in one election. What am I saying here? I'm saying that even if they do everything that I've just said and beyond, there is no victory for this group. Unajua kuna Wakenya 30% wamechoka na fujo. Tumefanyiwa maandamano, biashara zimevunjwa, wamechoka na hiyo type of politics. Na kuna another 60% imechoka na uongo. So when these 2 groups ya fujo na uongo come together, what do you think is going to happen at the ballot? Mimi siibi ODM siri ama UDA siri ya kupita kura. Hii ni siri ya kuwasaidia. Ilikuwa waanguke vibaya sana, waanguke tu in a respectable manner ambayo wataondokea hapo wakijisikia hata wao ni watu. So long story short, there is no coming back for UDA. ODM can strengthen itself as much as it wants, including accommodating the Linda Mwananchi group, but there is nowhere hii kikundi inaenda. But having said that, guys, that's just my opinion. Let's have a look at what Kenyans on X are saying in regards to the youth leader launching his presidential bid. And I quote, Rex1 said, the presidential candidate, ? And then he added this image of Oburu Oginga coming and going at the same time, basically saying he's confused. Ibrahim said, confused old man. Cedric said, I won't vote for him. Babu na Sababu said, we want a strong Joshua, not a weak Joshua. Hubert said, fact, Oburu cannot win the presidency. Who is he bidding for if not Ruto? The Reaper said, this mzee should just retire from politics. Enoch Odhiambo said, I think Oburu is the one dividing the Orange Party. Shisia said, waste of time. Kenya wame erevuka and we are not there. Someone should tell him. Cliff Liungu said, a Joshua who's older than Moses and Harun. Festus he said, has the weak masculine Kalonyo guy with his Nyilima Sisal dancers talked yet? Who is this? Who's the weak masculine Kelonyo guy with his Sisal dancers? Is this Ruto? Or I don't get this, but it sounds funny as hell. But what say you guys? Do drop me your comments in the comment section below and I'll do best read them and to give you a response. So with that, here today's ads of the day. If you're still managing rentals using notebooks and caretakers, see how Joel Karango Minor switched to a system that runs his 76 units automatically. Every month, caretakers traveled to his office with handwritten records. Balancing the math took hours. Payments never merged and tenants never got receipts. Then Joel switched to Bomahat, Kenya's award-winning property management software. Now payments update automatically, receipts go out via SMS, and every report is just one click away. He now runs all 76 units from his phone. No chaos, no confusion. Join hundreds of landlords doing the same.
Right now, I'm with my team headed to a client's house in Ruto for consultation. That is to take measurements of the windows, go through our catalog with the client, and then once they decide on the color and the fabric they want, we'll get busy sewing, and at long last, the curtains installation will be on us. So if you're looking for curtains, shears, curtain rods, curtain accessories, reach out to Phoenix Curtains and Interior Decor and we will sort you out. Call us on 0724 414153.
If you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for David Wafula, hit the subscribe button. You're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really need to subscribe to. Alright guys, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.